And what is true of all of these valleys in Western Virginia is that this is where the best agriculture existed, and this is where the pro-secession population in Western Virginia tended to reside. In terms of towns and cities, there were very few. Only 7 communities in Western Virginia had a population of 1,000 or more in 1860. Wheeling was by far the largest, with a population of about 14,000, sitting there on the Ohio River. Charleston only had a population of 1,500 on the Kanawha River. Parkersburg was second largest with 2,500, again, an Ohio River port. And railroad and turnpike communities that you may encounter in your readings about this campaign, like Grafton, Clarksburg, Fairmont, Weston, Beverly, Lewisburg, these were all simply little villages at the time. So this was something of a bit of a wild area, an area that didn't have a lot of development, and you might ask, well, what in the world would the armies be interested in campaigning out there for? What's to win and lose in Western Virginia in 1861? Well, those transportation networks, particularly the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, was high on the list of the Union war objectives. It was one of 2 east-west railroads that connected the Midwest, or the West as it was known then, with the eastern seaboard, and its control by the Union was absolutely essential to the Union war effort. And of course, there was an interest on the Union side in establishing a pro-Union government, a loyal government in Western Virginia. For the Confederates, protecting the rich breadbasket of the Shenandoah Valley from attacks from the west was very high on their list, as well as controlling politically the western part of the state, because of course this is still Virginia. And as we'll talk a little bit later on, it was not a fait accompli that Western Virginia was going to become a pro-Union part of the Commonwealth. Both sides, of course, were interested in recruiting soldiers in 1861 from that area. So now with that background, let's take a look at, very quickly, Pete's given me an hour to go through 5 campaigns, so we're going to run really quickly here through these and try to at least to give you a broad understanding of what happened in these campaigns and how they related to one another, and then lastly what their significance was. And taking center stage at the beginning of our story has to be a young man named George Brinton McClellan, who became the commander of the Department of the Ohio on May the 3rd, after first becoming commander of Ohio Volunteers in April of 1861, clearly one of the most sought after young officers at the beginning of the war, with a sterling reputation, a military bearing, and no lack of self-confidence.